Arkansas State, you've got to give them credit. They played extremely hard, very well, and they're a good basketball team. Kirkland is very hard to guard in there. Finn's a great player. I'm really proud of our guys. I'm proud of our seniors, the leadership that these guys have had. You guys have heard me say it numerous times. I go back to non-conference play when we were 3-10, and our record obviously wasn't very good, but we continually had good practices, and that's a credit to our basketball team. We struggled to finish games. We were playing much better than our record indicated, but that's due to Courtney Jackson and DeAndre Williams and those guys. Couldn't be more proud of those guys on senior night. Senior day is such a special day where guys have been with you for a while, and the leadership that they've gone through and meet. Man, those guys have been gotten after numerous times. I think back to when Courtney was here as a freshman, and he's really made progress. DeAndre has too.
Coach, with Tremar in that situation, just because he's a guy that hasn't had a huge role for you guys this year, but just kind of in that situation, game on the line and his free throw kind of.
You know what, Troy? Yeah. But that's the unselfishness of this team. Yeah. I mean, I've said this numerous times, and they don't care who gets the credit. Yeah. They all want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, and that's the character of our team.
Could you comment on Chuck's getting the ball up the court as quick as he did, and then I thought it was a fantastic pass?
Well, our guys were very good coming out of the timeout. We had one timeout left, and I said, if we get the stop right here, I don't want to use the timeout. We're going to push it as quick as we can in your turn. Once you recognize we get it, we're running to numbers. And the ball came out, Chuck got it, he made a very unselfish play. He advanced it up the floor. Courtney and Tremar ran hard. Courtney had a championship play that pass. Bounce pass across the floor.
The start to the second half, they fell behind 12, I think 4 minutes into the second half. I mean, like, you're having trouble getting the ball inside. I mean, just kind of similar to what happened 2 nights ago, or just kind of.
No, I thought we were a little bit flat coming out again in the second half. And, I mean, that can't happen, but we had to use a timeout right there. And we scored on that possession and then came right back. We wanted to go into our 2-2-1 press. We weren't very alert coming out of the timeout. We didn't get into press right there, and that's when. But our guys responded really well. I mean, our guys, this is a tough-minded basketball team, and it starts with DeAndre and Courtney. I've been a firm believer all along in toughness wins, and this basketball team is a tough-minded, resilient group of guys who are great character guys, and they stay together. I mean, they continue to fight together. They never say die. And I mean, not to get too philosophical, but that's what you want coming out of athletics. That's what you continue to talk about. It's taking athletics and moving it to a life situation and being able to handle adversity. This group handles adversity extremely well.
What do you think was maybe kind of the biggest thing that got you guys back in? It was Courtney's kind of basket there, 17 left, or a couple threes by Chuck hit one, or DeAndre hit one, Ben hit one. Or,
I think Chuck hit the first three for the second half. And then Courtney was very good in the second half. I thought the difference in the game was at half, we were down 5 on the glass. I mean, John's teams are always great rebounding teams. They're always great defensive teams. They execute extremely well on the offensive end. But we were down 5 on the glass. And second chance points were 13 to 4 at the half. We were down 9 on second chance points, and the difference in the game was 6. And I told our guys at the half, there's no way we give up 8 offensive rebounds again in the second half and get beat 13-4 on the glass. You look at the final totals were 15-10 second chance points. And what is that? My math's not very good. I'm not an actuary by any stretch, but 6-2 second chance points in the second half, and we only gave up 2 offensive rebounds after giving up 8 offensive rebounds. That's a great offensive rebound team. They had 19 offensive rebounds on Thursday night. They had 17 offensive rebounds against us up there.
And then just kind of thoughts on just like, you know, coming out of the 3-10 non-conference, just the division title. And
well, I'm proud of these guys. I mean, like I said, this all goes back to DeAndre and Courtney. I mean, those two guys have done a great job of leading this basketball team by example. They're not big vocal guys. They're not about a bunch of fancy stories and all that. But I mean, they're meat and potatoes type guys that are resilient. Their effort shows every day. And you can have something special when your best players are your hardest workers. And that's what's fun with this group. And that's what we get good practices in November and December. And you don't always have that. That's a credit to those guys. And you know, our 4 seniors and the rest of this team.
Do you think Neighbors struggling offensively with the shoulder now?
I think he has, Jim, a little bit, but that's understandable. I mean, you think about he was playing so well. You know, he had 19, 18, and 19, I think, in that stretch. Illinois State, North Texas, and Denver. He was rebounding the ball. He's averaging 8 total rebounds for games. And when that thing comes straight out, and I mean, it was an ugly injury. And but I go back to his toughness. I had no idea he just missed 2 games. I mean, he didn't. Sitting back home, he didn't go to Kentucky and he missed our FAU game right after that. But I mean, he has been very diligent with his rehab. With Swit, our trainer's been outstanding with him, Dr. B. And I mean, I was shocked that he only missed 2 games, and that's a credit to his mental toughness.
Last question.